I'm out here in Oregon visiting my family, and while I was out here, my wife actually sent me an article regarding the Maryland House Bill 704. Now, what this is based on the Maryland General Assembly, and this has just been introduced. It's just been introduced to the General Assembly at this point. But what hasn't been introduced is forced tracking devices on every gun moving through Maryland as a bulk firearm transfer. And that would be every firearm in that transfer. And this would be probably typically transfers to FFLs. So every firearm in that would have an embedded tracking device. Now, in addition to that, the tracking device would be installed in such a way that it cannot be removed without disabling or destroying the firearm. And all information on these tracking devices will be put in a database or Maryland Secretary of State. So in other words, what this bill would mean is that every firearm sold in Maryland, at least through an FFL, would probably most likely, unless it's an older one, is going to have a tracking device in it. And then that would be with the Secretary of State of Maryland to keep track of where that firearm goes, who has it, where it is in real time at all times. Really kind of a fascinating thing that's clearly an extreme violation of privacy, of right to bear arms. I mean, there's so many violations. And, if you were to ask me, I don't think this is going to go through because in the end, it's also going to increase the cost of these guns dramatically if they were to even do that at all. But I don't believe this is going to go through, but it kind of puts into your mind where people's minds are, people that are running this country, where their heads are. Because a lot of people are applauding this effort. And, it just shows you where their heads are. And that's the biggest piece of this, is understanding that somehow, and you got to know criminals are obviously going to get these things out of these guns. It's going to be easy for them to do that. This is only in violation of our privacy is all it is, and our right to bear arms. So there you go, House Bill 704, the Maryland General Assembly. Not a pretty sight, man. Embedded tracking devices on all firearms. Keep an eye on it. If you live in Maryland, I'd never buy a gun there again if this goes through. Any thoughts or insight on any of that, definitely put that in the comments below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. If you feel called to support this channel with Patreon, that link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, love guns.